what a year it has been for me. It has been a shift from a big slump to a revival. Hi, my name is Vanessa. I make videos on anything art related, a little bit of this and that. If that speaks to you, consider subscribing. In today's video, I will be sharing with you my favorite art materials for this year, 2022. This video will be broken up into 3 parts. Part 1, the media, most used art supplies. Part 2, tools which assist me to make my art. And Part 3, some miscellaneous, which are some odds and ends that I would like to mention. Timestamps will be listed in the description if you would like to move ahead or revisit some parts. I put a lot of thought when I was putting together my list of favorites, and the first thing that I jotted down in my notebook are the Polychromos from Faber Castell. These colored pencils are spectacular. It is the 120 colored pencil set, and I'm about to show you the 3 layers that this set comes with. I like to keep them stored in here. I feel that they are organized and easy to grab. Previously, I had my colored pencils like my Prismacolors stored in a pencil case, and I found it very inconvenient to have to zip around and get them out. And so when I got these, I loved the package and how it is stored, so I just stuck with it. The thing about these colored pencils is that they are light fast and easy to blend. You can work with these in multiple layers and really build up the color and blend to your desired effect. They are all around an excellent colored pencil. My next favorite is another Faber Castell. These are colored pencils, however, these are the water-soluble colored pencils. I have the set of 24, and let me tell you, these are great if you are doing watercolor. I love to use these for outlining my pictures, getting the image all situated and drawn, and then I will go in with my watercolor and fill it in and paint it. So when I'm painting, the initial drawing, the underdrawing, will dissolve and won't show through on the final painting. Previous to getting this set of watercolor pencils, I had used pencil as an underdrawing, didn't like the effect of that, and then I moved to regular color pencil, and that was okay, but by far this works the best for watercolor. I highly recommend it. For my next favorite media, I have a colored pencil, but this one is in the form of mechanical pencil, and this is the Pilot Color Inro. I like to use these for my initial sketches and outlining in my sketchbook. So the effect that it has is you can leave or cover the initial sketch with the color that you're using. The left color adds a touch of character, I find. Okay, so I'm going to show you the different colors it comes with. You get a red, this one's like a yellow-orange, a light green, a nice blue, a light blue, violet, and a yellow. And you can also buy lead refills on Amazon. Again, these pencils I got from Amazon, and I'll leave them down in the description, along with all the other items I'm going to show you in this video. Up next is a newer purchase, but I had to throw it into my favorites because I fell in love with these Mitsubishi dual tip pencils. These are excellent. I don't know where they've been all my life, and I am so happy that I have them. We have 2 sides, one is red and one is blue. And I've used this pencil a few times, and let me tell you, they are easy to draw with, blend, and build value. So I can describe the value range from very soft to very dark. If you're a person that likes to work in graphite and are hesitant to try color, just give these a try. You might end up liking these. Let's see what the next favorite is. Oh, here we are. Some Tombow dual brush markers. These are water-based markers. These are my favorite markers to use. You can use them like watercolors. Draw, add water, and then lastly go over the top with colored pencils to add nice detail and make your drawings look realistic. I just want to quickly show you the two tips it comes with. Here is the thicker tip nib where you can really get in and fill in areas. It is brush tip, and then the other side is a fine tip, good for detailing. These Tombow markers have a good color selection, and these are versatile markers. On to the next material, we have Himi gouache. Let me know if you own this palette. Let me tell you, this is a great affordable palette, great for the beginner or artist. What I love about this palette is that it's lightweight, portable, everything that you need is there. A mixing space and an introductory set of colors. I will say this is my most used paint that I used this year, and I'm quite surprised on how much gouache I have left. The colors are dried out, but I need to go back and revive them. I'm going to do that sometime in the near future. I can't say enough good things about this set of gouache. It is my go-to when I don't want to pull out my individual tubes of artist grade gouache. My next set of paints that I've used are watercolors. So I recently got back into watercolors. I've never been a watercolor artist all the years that I'm producing work, but I've fallen in love with these watercolors. This first set, I have my first purchase of Daniel Smith, and these are the smaller tubes. So I bought the smaller tubes just to test them out, and let me tell you, these are fantastic. I am hooked, and so I end up hauling quite a bit of Daniel Smith later on in this year, and they're worth every penny. Great quality, pigmentation is great, and you can really build up the color. Next brand of watercolor that made me fall in love with watercolor are the Vinci watercolors. These are great quality. On their site they have an excellent range of colors and different palettes that you can pick from. And if you prefer to buy individual tubes, they have that option there for you as well. The colors are very vibrant, and I find they're easy to work with, especially if you're a beginner to watercolors. Each palette that you purchase comes with a card that has the colors swatched for you, and I will say that they are accurate to how they come out when you paint them on paper. So since I've been using Daniel Smith and Vinci watercolors, I have had a strong desire to haul lots of watercolors. So if you watch my previous hauls or the hauls that I put out, I've bought a bunch like Holbein, Schmincke, Sennelier, and I'm really starting to discover and fall deeply in love with watercolor. Next we are on to part 2, tools. Here I have some paintbrushes. These are paintbrushes where the water is stored in the handle, so when you squeeze it, water comes out, and this is quite convenient. These are great for art on the go. I like to take these when I'm at a coffee shop and I have a desire to paint. I'll take my watercolor palette and these paintbrushes and paint with them. They're not outstanding quality, but they are good enough and get the job done. I got 3 sizes, a small, a medium, and larger tip paintbrush. These are portable, handy, and convenient. Now I have another watercolor brush for you. This one is in the Princeton paintbrush. This is the Neptune series, and this is the only paintbrush I got from this series. I bought it just to test it out. It got really good reviews on Amazon, so I wanted to check it out for myself, and I loved it a lot. So I hauled a bunch of these paintbrushes from this series because they're so great. Alright, so I have another set of paintbrushes to share with you. These are the silver black velvet paintbrushes, and I have different sizes that are all round brushes. Now these paintbrushes have an excellent reputation with watercolor. So if you've been doing watercolor and you don't have these and you want to treat yourself, try these paintbrushes. They are excellent. The last thing that I will say about these paintbrushes is that it holds a lot of water and it deposits the color nicely. And they are sure beautiful to look at. Next item I have to share with you is a compact pencil case. Just at a glance, it looks nice. It's sturdy, it's hard cover, and when you open it, it has 2 pockets to hold your essentials. Showing you what I have stored in this case at the moment. I have some brush pens, pencils, a ruler, some regular pens, and can you spot my Mitsubishi dual tip pencil? This is my go-to pouch when I am doing artwork on the go. I'll slip it in my art bag and take it with me to coffee shops or at the park. This is definitely a little but mighty pencil pouch. The next thing I'm sharing with you is my sketchbook. I will have to say that my sketchbook, which I consider my companion to be a big part of my revival into artwork. As I mentioned in the introduction, that I had a big slump this year with some things that were happening in my private life, and I, for the longest time, didn't have the urge or desire to paint or do anything. And later on this year, I ended up going to my sketchbook, and I felt like my sketchbook was the main instrument that really helped me get back into the swing of things in regards to my art. So furthermore, I started off the year going on strong from January to about March, and then something big happened and I just stopped making art and was in a deep dark place, and I really couldn't have the energy to do anything. But at some point I decided to pull out my sketchbook and really started to focus in on my art. I'm no therapist, but I will mention that sometimes it is good to take a break from art or other things that are your main hobbies to just figure out what's going on in your life and heal. And when you feel like you have the energy and the space in your mind to actually work on it, then you can go back and work on it. But like I said, it's okay to give yourself some time and some breaks when it is necessary. And now we're on to the last part, part 3, miscellaneous. I had to share these little clips. These are binder clips. I think they're super cute and work well to hold pages together when you're in your sketchbook. Hold them down, because when you're using your sketchbook, some of the pages don't lie flat, and this keeps everything in place. I even included a little paper clip because that works too if you don't have binder clips. Next thing I have to share with you is a notebook. Now you can use any notebook. This is the one that I had on hand. It is so cute. It is Totoro. My husband gave it to me a few years back. And I like to use this to swatch colors, test them out before I put them in my sketchbook, and so I have a feel of what the color or the value looks like before I put it down on paper. I do recommend doing this because it saves you from getting aggravated when you put down on paper what you thought was the right color and it ended up being the wrong color. And now we have arrived at the last item on my list of favorites. This is a table easel. I find this very helpful for when I'm working at my table. I typically work standing because I do have back issues. I have a standing desk and I use this easel here It has different levels that I can angle it and set it at different adjustments according to what I feel like doing that day based on what I'm making. I just love this table easel. It is well used, as you can see with some of the staining I have on it. You know what? I thought that was the last item. This is the Faber Castell folding cup. Actually, you can fold it down and then pull it back up to its original shape. It holds a lot of water and it has little grooves so you can set your paintbrush on and just let it chill there. I wasn't going to show you this cup because, as you can see, it is very stained and dirty, and I thought, you know what? I need to include it because I really do use this cup. This concludes our video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I enjoyed sharing these favorites with you and would like to know what your standout supplies are for this year. Let me know down in the comments, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, spectacular, creative day. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.